moderate, and we were supposed to install it in Onichubo. Unfortunately, after consulting Asaba and after consulting Efezomo, and then His Majesty Efezomo said he was going to bring all the traditional rulers, at least 7 prominent ones, for us to cut the tape and start the foundation. They sabotaged it. They said the land wasn't available again. Is it not paradoxical that under Anioma agenda, this is what General told me when the Chief Security Officer is from Anioma, when his father, the Paokowa, is interested in the project, when His Majesty Efezomo is interested in the project, when Asaba is interested in the project, and Ndokwaman is donating a hall, that it will be sabotaged, and the land was not available. I remember we went to see the young man who took over from Dan Okenyi, Chief Dan Okenyi, as Commissioner for Lands. The delegation was led by our vice then, Okonjo, Clement Okonjo, and he told us point blank plain that the only person that will give land to Anioma is the governor. Until today, the land was not given. Probably they don't want the unity of Anioma. Nobody knows. So if you look at the antecedents, it was Chief Nwaoboshi who moved the motion for the formation of Anioma Congress. Anioma Congress became a melting point. Asawa was the head, Efezomo is the vice. The man from Mondokwa worked with them. All the big heads in Anioma, including Asiodu, Chief Asiodu, including Fortune Ebia, including General Labisama, all of them worked under Anioma Congress. The person who seconded the move for the creation of Anioma Congress was Giwamo Theodora, Barrister Theodora Giwamo. It was under this movement that Okowa emerged. Okowa was funding. All of them were funding. It was under the movement founded or co-founded by Senator Peter Nwaoboshi that Okowa emerged from his house in Asaba here. I remember once when Senator lost his younger brother, and the whole of His Excellency Dr. Okowa came to commiserate with him. All of them were there, Moses Idu, Hillary, Dr. Nwugo, all of them came. And because the office, Oga's office, was very small, it was only the wife to His Excellency and Dr. Nwugo with Pascal and one or two other people, Moses Idu, that entered. So we stayed in the sitting room, myself, Hillary, Eboigbe, Raymond, and I tapped Hillary. Lion, do you want me to call you Lion? I will pass you now. I was once in the presidency before you entered politics. How do you define loyalty, my principal secretary? Is it by going to the chapel every day to be clapping hand, only Jesus can save? Or is it by being an activist to move the motion that Anioma, which I did, that Anioma should honor Okowa from the Oracle political family? Is it not this same house that you people used to come to and you pleaded that we should go to Senate and you people should go for governorship? And I asked him, since you became principal secretary, have you packaged a small deal, even if it is to supply tissue paper for the Nwaoboshi boys? Man, I know that my boss has given you a job, giving Raymond, over 10 of you, Omola, all of you got a job, including the guy in orientation from NDDC. We've not even gotten one. Who are the main people? Because Nwaoboshi is so pan-Anioma. He gave all of you jobs in NDDC. He didn't give us. How do you define loyalty? Didn't you go to His Majesty Efezomo? Did he not tell you that I was the one who engineered this reception for Nwaoboshi family? Didn't you go to the head of Oneka or Moses Idu? I told him that Moses Idu used to give me money sometimes when we were going for some of these meetings. And he told me, oh yes, I will talk to your brother. I will talk to your elder brother. And indeed, he spoke to His Excellency. But they wanted me to leave Nwaoboshi before they could touch me. And I said, no, why do I have to leave Nwaoboshi? It's not necessary. And while we were in the meeting strategizing for the reception of Okowa, His Excellency Governor Okowa, suddenly somebody suggested another name that would be chairman of the organizing committee. For most of us in Anioma, we felt that that person will not do a good job because he doesn't really know the politicians. So I asked the late Pa Okowa, Daddy, can you please call Senator Nwaoboshi? Let's ask him first that this is the decision we want to take. Luckily, he called Senator Nwaoboshi. And he put it on speakerphone. And Senator Nwaoboshi told him, Daddy, don't worry yourself. That program is our program. I will send Moses Idu and Lawrence Oshegbu to Anioma. And really, he sent Chief Lawrence Oshegbu and Chief Moses Idu to Anioma. I was even the one who addressed them. I'm only telling you the Anioma disposition. He even pushed me aside, my boss, and brought in the Okowa. Since I was already entrenched in the move, it was good he brings the real Okowa, henchmen, so that there will be no suspicion. And they were the ones who packaged the reception. And I even went against my boss in this Chief Kingsley Emu's hotel. Because when they started the program, they went to Abuja, held their meeting, and when I got there, I just saw the minutes. They even shared all the positions. And I was like, I started this process. How come you people will go to Abuja, share committee meeting? I'm not happy about this. Anioma is not happy about this. And I told them that I'm my boss, if not because you're my Oga, I'll walk out of this meeting. And then Kingsley Emu, Chilije, Adigwe, Pascal Adigwe, Honorable, the SSG then, all of them intervened and said, Philip, don't worry, we are doing this together. Now, the irony of the whole thing is that 2 days to the whole event, the EFCC picked Senator Peter Nwaoboshi while he was orchestrating the reception party for Okowa. They picked him. And that was when the genesis of this crisis started. And you remember that there was an interview we granted, kindergarten political new fight against Aniago. Then, when the senator asserted that the documents that put him in this trouble started or was generated from the principal secretary from Government House. Is it not ironic that the man who fought for Anioma, the man who founded the equity movement, the man who co-founded Anioma Congress, the man who funded Anioma, became the main man in Anioma. And I can tell you, the publication of 29th January 2014, that fought, will now fall victim to his brothers who he made. Because if you listen to the Supreme Court judgment, the judges indicted EFCC. Why will you allow unscrupulous elements to hijack your institution and to use it against an innocent man? This is just a commercial loan. He took a commercial loan from Nexen Bank, a company he had interest in while he was chairman. He was no longer director. He's no longer signatory to the account. They took a loan, 1.2 billion. And from the attestation of Nexen Bank at the High Court level, they paid 1.9 million. Why will you allow unscrupulous elements to hijack the institution of EFCC and to go surreptitiously to the appeal court to send a man 7 years imprisonment? One of the counts that they use, diversion of funds, is not known in any law in Nigeria. But because money had exchanged hands, they didn't want senator to be around for the elections. They took him out. But glory be to God that the Supreme Court had freed him.